Welcome back to part 2 of my clean series. We are tackling another job in our kitchen today. One thing that can kind of get a little bit smelly sometimes, and we use it quite a bit, the chopping board. We all have that dedicated garlic and onion chopping board because we don't want to contaminate our other foods and veggies with those smells. But it can still be left with a stinky smell. Your cupboard may end up sticking like garlic and onion, and it can be really hard to get that nice and clean. So I've got a really simple clean hack for you to make sure that to make sure that chopping board stays deodorized and clean. So there are a couple of steps to take into consideration when trying to maintain your wooden chopping boards to keep them clean, to keep them deodorized and sanitized. Studies have shown that wooden chopping blocks actually get rid of more bacteria and prevent bacteria buildup better than plastic chopping boards do, surprisingly enough. So wooden chopping blocks are the best way to go. Unless you are chopping raw meat and things like that, then it is always recommended to go with plastics, because you can put them in the dishwasher and wash them at a much higher heat with more soap than you can with wooden chopping boards. Castile soap is a great natural way to easily clean your chopping board with something that is very gentle. You could also use an all-natural dishwashing liquid. I like this EcoStore brand one. Okay, step 2 is to deodorize and sanitize our chopping board. There are 2 ingredients that you need for this step: some coarse sea salt or table salt and half a lemon. We're simply going to cover our chopping board with the table salt, squeeze some of our lemon juice out, and then use the half of the lemon to scrub down our chopping block. This step is also really great for getting those nasty stains out of your chopping board that may have come from chopping herbs or using some kind of spices that stain like turmeric. It's really important after this step that you then thoroughly wash down your board with hot water and leave it to completely dry before we go on to step 3. Step 3 is something that I've only recently learned about as an important part to caring for your wooden chopping boards, to help prevent the water seeping into your chopping block and causing it to warp or bow, and to also help retain its nice, beautiful wooden look. We're going to be oiling our wooden chopping board. Now, because this is the first time I've done it for this board, I'm going to be thoroughly coating my chopping board in the oil paste that I'm going to be making. Once you've done your first initial thorough soak of your chopping board, then you only need to keep up with the maintenance of this every few months or so, depending on how much you use your chopping board. To make our oil paste, there are 2 ingredients that we're going to use. The first is some coconut oil. There is a bit of debate over oils that you can use for chopping boards. Mineral oil is recommended, but I have heard a lot that is actually not really a particularly safe natural oil to use for your chopping board. So I'm choosing to use coconut oil. Grapeseed oil is another highly recommended one as well. Just avoid things like olive oil or those plant-based oils because they can turn rancid and make your chopping board smell. I'm just going to leave this paste for a little bit until it starts to solidify and get a little bit more gluggy in its texture. Now that my chopping board is completely dry and my paste is at the consistency I want it to be at, I'm now going to thoroughly coat my chopping board in this oil. Because this board only ever gets used on one side because it has these rubbery feet on the other, I'm just going to be doing the one side. But on your chopping boards, if you do tend to use both sides, make sure that you do coat both sides, but make sure that your first coat is thoroughly dried and left overnight before you turn it over to do the second side. I'm going to leave this to sit overnight, and in the morning I'm just going to give it a bit of a wipe down with a clean cloth to get any excess oil off. There you have it. There's our simple, natural 3 steps to maintaining a deodorized and sanitized chopping board. I hope you found this tip helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you try this method and what you think about it, or if you have any of your own tips that you like to use for looking after your wooden chopping boards. These tips are really great in helping you to maintain and look after the items that you have in your home. I'm really trying hard to budget well, save well, and to look after the things that I have so I don't become a part of our throwaway society. So this step is going to help me maintain and look after some of the things that I have and use frequently in my kitchen. So I hope you've enjoyed this tip and that it is helpful for you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe so you can check out the rest of my clean series. I look forward to seeing you next time. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family too to help them on the journey to a natural, clean home. Bye.